there. Yes.
So here we are drinking our coffee on this Monday morning or whatever time it is.
Yeah.
Whatever time you want it to be this
Whatever
week.
it is after Tatis hit 2 home runs over the weekend.
Hey, I'm glad you brought him up. I have a stat here that was tweeted by Buster Olney, and I want to read it to you, and I want to get more of your opinion because I think I want to ask you about his shoulder too and how that's affecting his swing. This is from Buster Olney on Twitter, and actually it's from Elias Sports. Fernando Tatis Jr. has played 157 games, giving easy context to his statistics because that is just about one full season. This is from Buster Olney. Tatis Jr. has 45 home runs, 106 RBIs, 29 steals. By the way, quick question for you. Do you say RBI or RBIs?
Ooh, that's a good one.
If you say RBI, the show's over.
Yeah, I don't think I do.
Good.
Yeah,
okay.
I think I say it plural.
Yeah, for all of you who say RBI,
he had 3 RBIs.
Right,
yeah.
Runs batted in. Right, people. Yeah,
but runs, it's always plural. It's not run batted in; it's runs batted in.
That's
so essentially, RBI is plural, though.
That's what I try to tell
people. It stands for runs ballot. Yeah,
that's what it should be. RBIs. Even when you're writing it should be RBIs with a small s. It's not
what
run
if it
batted
was?
in.
What if it was only one? He had 1 RBI.
Then you put RBI, 1 RBI. But if he has 2 RBIs, it's RBI lowercase s.
Well, I get that, but if you're translating it, RBI is runs.
Correct.
So it would say 1 runs batted in. If you were to write RBI out, and they only had 1 of them.
I'm saying if you write 1 RBI out, you write 1 R.
No, not R. If you spell RBI out, what it stands for, the acronym. Runs,
or it could be runs
batted.
Right, but
runs batted in.
But whoever said it can be just 1 run.
I'm just trying to be
in.
confrontational. I'm just trying to be confrontational.
Well, for all those people who say RBI, I don't want to be your friend. Just for everybody watching, listening to it.
It's over. It's over.
We're not going to have a relationship.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about
Buster Olney. Buster Olney. Tatis full season.
I bet your Buster Olney would agree with me, by the way. I don't know if Tim Kirchin would, though, about that. I think Tim Kirchin's had an argument about 106 RBIs, 29 steals. He is the only player in history who had at least 40 home runs, 100 RBIs, and 20 stolen bases over his first 162 games. He had a couple home runs last night.
Wow.
Or over the weekend against the Dodgers. 1 home run where he barely even finished his swing because of his shoulder. But we're going to do a mechanical breakdown series on him down the line. But he is he might be the face of baseball at this point.
Yeah.
And he's got one of the smoothest lows and swings that throughout all of baseball. Everything's very calm.
So he is magnificent. He hit Bauer. He hit 2 breaking balls for home runs off Bauer this weekend,
and he mocked him when he does the 1 eye thing, which is
hilarious. Which was funny, and which Bauer actually said he liked. He's like, "That's how the game has to be. I'm not going to light him up because I'll probably strike him out a few times, and I'll probably, give him some ninja sword." He also said, Bauer said, he struck out Hosmer and gave him like the sword. And then Hosmer hit a ball right back at my face the next at bat. And then he gave me the sword when he got to first, and we both had a chuckle about it. And I just think that's cool, man. I think that's baseball. People take stuff way too seriously. It is a game. And like guys, hey, pitchers get pumped up. Like pitchers get excited, they get pumped up, and they're gonna celebrate too. And it's okay if a hitter celebrates because it's just that's the way the game is moving. And when you start throwing at guys for that, then you got a problem. And Bauer called guys out on that. I thought it was pretty cool. He's like, you know what? They're going to get me sometimes. I'm going to get them sometimes. It's just the way it is. But getting back to Tatis's home runs and multiple RBIs, he hit a hanging slider in the first inning. I think it was the first inning. And then he hit a slider that was about a ball outside. Maybe even more, maybe a ball and a half, like 3 to 5 inches off the plate. He hit for a home run. Who does that? The guy
he hit
that's
it to left
smart,
center, correct?
And he hit it just to the left of center. Okay. Yeah, but he was cheating, people. Cheating is bad. It's not bad. He was totally there's no reason for him to swing at a slider off the plate unless he was looking for it. If you break it down, so I looked at it, I watched the video. He dove into the plate, probably 6 inches, his stride foot. He dove into it. He was looking away. He was definitely looking off speed. And even though the pitch wasn't even a strike, he was able to get barrel to it. Now, most guys don't have, even if they do have the right thought process, and they don't have the ability to do that. But I would have been pissed if I was Bauer. Bauer's like, are you kidding me? That ball wasn't even a strike. And he just hit it off the plate because he had a good mindset. Maybe that brings us back to Vlad Guerrero. Why was Vlad Guerrero such a bad ball hitter? I don't know. I wasn't in his head. But maybe he would look for different pitches, and he would sell out so much that he would know the break, and he would swing at those breaking balls that ended up being at his shins, and he would get a piece. So when you have a player with that kind of ability and that kind of mental aptitude at a young age, man, that's the Cy Young winner he just hit off of.
Yeah.
And Bauer
making $40 million a year.
Does Bauer have his own line now? I saw him doing the interview, and it's like a Bauer. It looked like a bee with like a electric.
He's some kind of
brand.
Bauer, I'm not sure.
Added. He had it on his Nike shirt that had the Dodgers. It had the big. I mean, this guy's branding himself.
Another thing about Fernando Tatis Jr., and it just goes to show the point we made a couple of weeks ago about the kids of fathers who played the game.
Yeah.
You can just tell his approach and the way he goes about the game is just different because he had that clubhouse experience growing up, and he had a father who played in the game who helped him understand how to actually go about his daily routine. You can just tell watching him every day on TV or just watching him even like I was this weekend that something's different about him, and it's not just his talent, his physical talent.
I don't know what is going to be up with his follow through. He let go yesterday, with one arm, and that's why I teach players. Even my own kid likes to let go with one arm. And when you do that all the time and you take a lot of swings and you continue to pull this over here, it puts a lot of strain on your bicep tendon, on your rotator cuff, on your labrum. I remember the first guy to do it was Fred McGriff. I remember he used to have that big helicopter finish, and he tore his rotator cuff.
Yeah.
On his non-throwing arm, on his right arm, right? And he was left-handed thrower. So there's something to that. So we have to be careful the way that we do it. So even when I have players like in the online academy and we're doing drills where I have them, we're doing bottom hand drills, one arm drills.
Yeah.
I'll make sure as they're doing it and they come through that they don't go too far. I don't want them to open up this shoulder, because of that, because if you do a couple hundred of those every week or 1,000 of them a month and you're lifting weights, it puts undue stress that's not going to be needed.